Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. You won't believe this, a coin that might look completely ordinary in your collection could actually be a real treasure for collectors. And today, we're going to talk exactly about that. Yes, in this video, we'll be discussing the 1981p Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it looks like just another coin. But once you learn its true value and the rare errors connected to it, you'll be shocked. Make sure you watch this video till the very end because you'll get the full details on how valuable this coin can really be. And friends, remember this. If you truly want to learn about old coins and get the latest updates first, then hit that subscribe button right now, give this video a like, and press the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Oh, and one more thing. If you also have this coin or any other old coin in your collection, let us know in the comments, because our next research and video could be all about your coin. Friends, let's take a step back into history and look at where this coin actually came from. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of America's very first president, George Washington. On that occasion, it was decided that a brand new quarter dollar would be designed to honor his legacy. In the early years, these coins were made of silver, 90% silver and 10% copper. That's why quarters, minted up until 1964, are still highly valuable among collectors today. But after 1965, the US changed its policy and replaced silver with a clad composition of copper and nickel, making the coins cheaper to produce and easier to circulate in large numbers. Now let's move forward to the year 1981. At this time, the US economy was going through a new phase, and the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these quarters. So whenever you come across a 1981 quarter, the very first thing you should do is check the mint mark. If you see a small letter P, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And remember, the Philadelphia Mint is the oldest and one of the busiest mints in the United States. Coins made here have always been a major point of interest for collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll see the profile of George Washington, one of the most recognizable images in US currency. Above him is the word liberty, symbolizing the American ideal. Below the portrait, you'll find the year 1981, and on the side is the national motto, "In God We Trust," which appears on every US coin. On the reverse, or backside, there's a bold and powerful eagle, wings spread wide to symbolize strength, perched above an olive branch that represents peace and friendship. Around the edges, you'll read United States of America on top and quarter dollar at the bottom. This design makes the 1981 quarter not just a piece of money, but also a historic and cultural symbol. But here's the real question. If this coin was made in such large numbers and looks so ordinary, why do collectors pay so much attention to it? Friends, the secret lies in three key factors: condition, rarity, and minting errors. These are the things that can turn a simple everyday coin into something extraordinary. So now, let's move forward and break down the actual values of the 1981p Washington quarter in different conditions and see how rare error varieties can push its price into the thousands of dollars. Friends, now let's talk about the real game, condition and grading. The value of any coin depends first and foremost on its condition. A 1981p Washington quarter that's been in regular circulation usually isn't worth much, because daily use leaves it with scratches, discoloration, and general wear. In this condition, its value is typically only around $1 to $3. But if you find the same coin in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks brand new and has never been used in circulation, its value can easily jump to anywhere between $20 and $40. Now let's move to grading, which is the most important factor for collectors. Grading means measuring a coin's condition on a scale. This system ranges from 1 to 70 and is known as the Sheldon scale. A circulated coin might fall into grades like VG, very good, or fine. But if you manage to find a 1981p quarter in MS65 or MS66, then you're holding something collectors consider a real treasure. And friends, if luck is truly on your side and you come across a coin in MS67 or MS68, its auction value can skyrocket, not just into the hundreds, but into the thousands of dollars. Now let's get into the exciting part, rare errors. This is where the real jackpot lies. If a coin shows a doubling effect, known as a double die error, it can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. Similarly, off-center strikes are highly sought after by collectors, and coins with clipped planchets or die cracks often fetch record-breaking prices. In fact, some 1981 quarters with rare errors have sold for over $5,000 at auctions. And that's exactly why every serious collector looks at condition and grading first, because these are the factors that determine whether your coin is just ordinary or truly valuable. So make sure you check your coins carefully. Pay attention to the mint luster, the scratches, and the small details. Who knows, you might already have a high-grade 1981 P quarter sitting in your collection, and its value could absolutely shock you. Friends, now let's get into the most exciting part, the errors. You won't believe it, but these errors are what can turn an ordinary-looking coin into something worth thousands of dollars. For example, if a 1981 P quarter has an off-center strike, meaning the design wasn't struck properly in the center, but shifted to one side, collectors see that as a rare treasure. Another one is the double die error, where the text or image appears doubled. This type of error can multiply the value of a coin many times over. Then there's the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing, making it instantly noticeable and collectible. On top of that, coins with die cracks, tiny lines or cracks on the surface, and misaligned dies are also highly sought after, because collectors love these unusual minting mistakes. Now let's look at some auction records, and this is where things get shocking. A normal circulated 1981 P quarter usually sells for just a few dollars. But if you find the same coin in MS67 or MS68 condition, it can sell at auction for thousands. In fact, one high-grade 1981 P quarter has sold for over $5,000 at auction. Think about that for a moment. See, a coin that normally just sits in your pocket could be worth a small fortune to the right collector. And the reason behind that is simple: rarity and condition. Friends, here's something very important to understand. In coin collecting, it's not always about how old a coin is. The true treasures are coins that have rare errors or top-grade conditions. If you're new to this hobby, the first step is to carefully examine your coins. Use coin flips for safe storage and a magnifying glass so you don't miss even the tiniest details. And if you think you found something rare, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Professional grading not only authenticates your coin, but can also massively increase its market value. Remember, the 1981 P Washington quarter is more than just a piece of currency. It's a historical collectible. That's why collectors are still chasing after it even today. So check your coins carefully. Because who knows? You might already have that rare error variety sitting in your collection, and it could be the coin that changes your life.
Friends, if you're new to coin collecting or you want to understand this field on a deeper level, there are a few tips you must follow. First of all, always examine your coins carefully. Never assume that an ordinary-looking coin is worthless, because in the world of collectors, even the smallest error or a high-grade condition can turn out to be a real treasure. You should always use a magnifying glass so you can clearly see the tiny details. Second, make sure you preserve your coins properly. Don't leave them lying around in the open. Instead, store them in coin holders or flips to prevent scratches and keep their luster intact. Third, if you suspect that you have a rare coin, get it professionally graded by trusted companies like PCGS or NGC. Once a coin is graded, that's when collectors are ready to pay big money for it. And friends, don't forget, coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's also an investment. A coin that looks ordinary today could become a treasure worth thousands of dollars tomorrow. That's why you should always check your old coins and keep them safe. And most importantly, if you have a coin that you think might be rare, share it with us in the comments below. Your coin could be the subject of our next research and video. And before we wrap up, always remember this: if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so you'll always be the first to get updates on rare and valuable coins. Friends, we bring you hidden treasure stories like this every day. Until then, take care and goodbye.